Imagine a household where every small expenditure done by a woman requires someone else's approval. Probably you don't need to imagine it because that is a stark reality prevalent in nearly every household. What if one day you wondered why you needed to ask? What if you could make your own financial decisions? That question is at the heart of what I want to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I've shared this story countless times because it resonates with more than 700 million women. This is a story of how financial independence has an ability to impact a woman's life. I grew up in a traditional family in a tier 2 city. My father ran a successful textile business, and my mother was a loving homemaker. But I realized it very early that for every financial decision, be it smallest one, my mother had to consult my father, believing it to be her duty. She never complained about it or ever thought of being financially dependent. That realization stuck me deeply. At 17, I promised myself I will be financially independent. In my first year of college, I started working part time, earning 3,000 rupees. Instead of indulging into instant gratification, I set goals. In my first year, I saved 90% of my income and bought a computer. In second year, I acquired a scooter. These small victories were milestones teaching me the power of discipline, goal setting, and foregoing instant gratification. By the end of final year, I had 5 fixed deposits. These small, thoughtful steps led me towards the path of financial independence. But let's zoom out of the flashback. Though I was fortunate enough to take control of my finances, millions of women don't have that same opportunity. Despite the fact that women are more educated than ever, they still remain financially dependent. I hope you all will agree to me on this fact. If we see in 2024, there are more than 700 million women. But out of that, only 37% women are part of workforce. And another shocking report which shows that out of every 5 investor, only 1 is women, rest are men. Now let's think about the scale of this. As per the report of Nudge Institute, to propel India to USD 30 trillion economy by 2047, we need 400 million more women in the workforce. And these women are expected to contribute USD 14 trillion to the economy. But projections indicate we will be 145 million women short in the workforce. Now, this gap isn't just a statistic. It represents millions of lost opportunity not only for women, but for the society and the economy. So what we can change? The answer lies not just in the policy, but begins at home. For instance, when I got married, I shared my ideas with my in-laws. They didn't pay attention to it. Later, when I showed them results, my mother-in-law started showing interest. I opened a demat account for her, started a systematic investment plan, and was able to double her savings in 4 years. Now, when we talk about finances, she listens, engages, and most importantly, she feels empowered. Financial literacy should be a movement, beginning with simple steps. For instance, I helped my household helper open a bank account, started paying part of her salary in bank. After 2 years, when she needed money for her children's education, she had her savings to rely on rather than borrowing from money lenders. Now, imagine if every woman had access to basic financial tools and knowledge. I'll also share another startling fact that as per the report of RBI for the year ending 2024 March, there are 78,000 crore rupees in unclaimed funds. This scenario exists because families, especially women, are unaware about the finances of the male family member who passes away. And if you see this, this is a report from World in Data. Women live 5.5 years longer than men. They are unaware about their own finances, which someone had secured for them, leading to dire consequences for them and their children. So what's the solution? Financial literacy should start early. Teach boys and girls about savings and investments in schools. Encourage women to not only take charge of household expenses, but also take charge of long-term financial planning. Empower women to start taking their own financial decisions. There's another very simple step, and I'll request all of you to pass on that to at least 5 women and 5 families. Every family should sit together, discuss openly about finances, create a document outlining the financial assets so that no one is left in the dark. Financial literacy and financial independence is not just about money. It's about freedom. Freedom to take decisions, pursue education, and plan for the future. So what can you do? Open a savings bank account for your daughter. Encourage women in your life to start investing. And if you are in an influential position, create opportunities for women. We need to also showcase and make aware women about the commitment of the governments, which shows that in 2024 budget, there was an allocation of more than 3 lakh crore for the schemes benefiting women and girls. But hardly anyone is aware about it and how to use that. Spread the awareness about the schemes which government has created for the women and the economic development. Also remember that you need to plan your earnings. Think of investing first, then spend. Divide your income into 3 categories: essentials, discretionary spends, and savings, in 50-30-20 ratio. Aim to save at least 20% of your income. Lastly, remember, when we invest in women's financial independence, we invest in brighter and more prosperous future for everyone. Thank you.